Hello everyone, my name is Abby Bliss White and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to do a get ready with me using a full face of Dior products. Specifically, I did pick up the beautiful Pink Sakura Quint, and we are going to create an eye look using this today, as well as I pulled out some of my favorite complexion products from Dior. I have one of the new spring launches, one of the glow sticks, as well as one of the new spring lip maximizers. And then of course we're going to end with fragrance of the day. I'm a huge fan of Maison Christian Dior fragrances, and I happen to have a splash sample of Sakura. So I thought we would do a whole Pink Sakura kind of spring 2021 look today. It is not quite spring where I live, so thus I am wearing a sweater, but I did pull out the pink. So if you're interested in seeing how I created this Pink Sakura look today, then let's go ahead and get started. We're going to put some makeup on this face, and we're going to use mostly Dior. So I'm going to start with the AIRFLASH. If I had to pick one foundation that I really love from Dior, it would be the AIRFLASH. It just has such a thin consistency on the skin and just really perfects it. So I picked this one, and I do have a question as to whether you guys want me to review that new cushion from Dior. I did pick up the powder. I've heard amazing things about that, and that is on its way, but I did not pick up the cushion. So you guys let me know if you want to see that. And I'm going to just start by putting on a little of the AIRFLASH. This is the primer and setting spray. So this is going to start with a little bit of a glow on the skin. And I'm just going to spray it on this Dior brush. And okay, this is what the AIRFLASH primer and setting spray looks like. Feels very hydrating, gives you a slight glow. And then we're going to use the AIRFLASH foundation, and I'm in shade 203. So you want to make sure to shake these up really well. And I really do love the Dior AIRFLASH brush. So I like to just put a little bit of this on my brush. And then you can just use this to buff it into the skin. Okay, I like to just kind of keep a light amount of that foundation. The beauty of this is that you can layer this up to give yourself more coverage, but you can also use the Forever Skin Correct concealer that will kind of do the same thing. So kind of your choice, but this one is a fantastic foundation for wearing masks. So if you are looking for a foundation that doesn't transfer onto masks, I would say the Dior AIRFLASH as well as MAC Face and Body. Those are fantastic kind of transfer proof foundations for wearing masks. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of this concealer in areas that I need it. I often just use this all over the face, and I have this in the shade 2N. So I'm just going to use this a little bit here. I'll put a little bit more. Okay guys, this is where I'm going to leave the complexion for today. We've got a little bit of a glow peeking through, and I'm just going to warm up my skin just a bit. I'm going to go ahead and use my Chanel Le Beige Healthy Glow Bronzing Cream just to give myself a little bit of warmth on the skin before we move on to the Pink Sakura Eye Quad. Okay guys, next we're going to move on to eyes, and we're going to use the beautiful Pink Sakura Quint here. Take a look at these pretty colors. I'm going to give you a swatch. Here is a swatch of the Sakura. This is this pretty pink toned quad here. And I am primarily going to focus on kind of the outer rims here. Now I do have to laugh, this little color here totally brings back like 90s vibe. It is this pink color here, and we may put a touch on today, but again, one thing that I have learned is you don't have to use all the colors in the Quint. You can just kind of create a soft, pretty eye, and we're going to go ahead and start. And I'm going to start with this kind of pretty sort of lilac here, and I'm just going to place that all over the lid first. And this is this shade right here. So we're starting with that light kind of lilac shade. Then we're going to go into this beautiful kind of mauve tone. And I'm going to start to play that. And I'm going to start to build a little bit of crease with that. And I love this color. Then I'm going to build with this sort of deeper burgundy shade, and I'm going to start to put a little bit of that near my lash line. Then we can kind of decide if we want to smoke it out in the outer V. I'm just taking a little brush here. This is actually guys, I've got a big fluffy brush, and I just kind of want to blend everything I've done so far. Just make sure we don't have any harsh edges here. For fun, we'll go ahead and add this sort of 90s inspired little color here. I'm just going to add just a touch. I'm going to come in here, you guys, into this kind of pearlized little highlighter. And going to stick that. Okay guys, here is what this looks like so far. Can't help but laughing a little bit. Feel a little bit like I've got some high school eyes on. I brought out two of my favorite eyeliners. I'm going to be using BRUN AGAPE, that's kind of a chestnutty brown, just to sort of ground the eyes a bit. And then I pulled out my favorite purple chalk, and that one's going to go ahead and emphasize some of the purple tones. So let me give you a little swatch of both of these. So here is those. This is going to be purple chalk up at the top, and that's going to play well with the quad. Sorry, I started to wipe it off. And then we've got the BRUN AGAPE that is just sort of your classic chestnut brown. So I'm going to put that close to my lash line. We're starting with BRUN AGAPE, and I just want to ground the eyes just a bit. You could also use black, you could use slate, so any of those kind of colors. I just wanted to kind of define near the lash line. Then we're going to pull out the purple chalk, and I'm going to go in the top. We've got the eye look on. Then I'm going to use, this is the classic Dior Show, but this is a sample of the OVERCURL. So I've used Dior Show mascara and the primer for years, but I actually have not used the one with this kind of curling brush, and I got a little sample of that. So we'll use that today. Okay guys, here is the finished eye look, and yes, I can't do that without smiling. So now we are going to go ahead, we're going to go put on one of my favorite blushes from Dior, and this is the Dior Backstage Rosy Glow. I've talked about this so much on my channel, but it's just going to liven up your complexion. It makes everybody's skin tone look fantastic, just giving you a little flush. So I am just going to put this on real quick. I know, it looks like it's going to match my bright sweater, but you will see it looks a little bit scary, like neon in the pan, but if you see when you put it on the skin, it is just a really pretty, just what it says, rosy glow. Now, I did pick up one of the Spring Dior Glow Sticks. Now, I actually picked it up in the coral tone, not the pink, but I'm going to be honest, I don't think it matters. I was wondering about these little glow sticks because I have several kind of similar to Chanel, which are just these kind of transparent, kind of glowy glow sticks and highlighters, and I picked this one up in the coral tone right here, and as you can see, it's super sheer, just like that. And we're going to go ahead and use a little bit of this on my face today. So I'm just going to go here, and you'll see it. The pink and the coral are not going to clash too much. And I actually think I might like the contrast of that as well. And then this is the Coral Glow Stick. I was going back and forth between wanting the pink or the coral, and just the way that they described them just looked like they were going to be sheer, that I don't think you could really tell the difference between the colors. I'll have to do a little bit more research, but that was just kind of my thought. I'm still going to play more with this, but so far I really do enjoy this little glow stick. It's not over the top. I don't know if it was totally necessary, but I had wanted to kind of expand my Dior repertoire of products, and so I was glad to pick this up. We'll do another whole spring look with one other quad that I picked up, but I did want to show you this on camera today. And then I do not have a Dior powder, but I am just going to gently kind of powder down my T-zone. I'm going to use my Kogan Dough Sheer Moist powder. Just taking a little bit, you guys. And then we're going to finish off with lips. We're going to use the new Lip Maximizer, and this is in shade 022. This was sort of a spring pink lip maximizer, and as I've said, the one Dior product that I use daily is actually the lip maximizers. So I have several of these. It's kind of like how I start my makeup every day, is I will put on a little slick of this. I find it to be so hydrating for the lips. It also is supposed to give it a little bit of a plump, and this one is just so pretty. So we're going to use this today. And as you can see, you guys, it's got a teeny bit of sparkle in it. It's not too over the top. It just gives your lips a little va-va-voom. And it does have a teeny bit of tingle, but nothing, I promise it's not, as far as plumpers go, it is very comfortable. It's just going to have a little bit of a tingle, and I do find that it does plump up my lips just a tad. But what I love about it is I find that it is very moisturizing. It's got collagen in here, and these are just fantastic. So this is the new Spring Lip Maximizer. And as many of you know, I am a big fan of Maison Christian Dior fragrances. And these are all the ones I currently own. And that is Dior Amour, Rouge Trafalgar, Dior Rose Kabuki, Bois d'Argent, Gris Dior, and Fave Delicious. And I actually even have a little splash sample of the Sakura. This is a cherry blossom fragrance, so we'll use that today to go along with the Pink Sakura Quint. This is sort of a green floral. The top notes are green notes. Middle notes are going to be Japanese cherry blossom, rose, jasmine, and hedione. And then we have base notes of violet, mimosa, and white musk. And this is one of these sort of light, kind of floaty, crisp kind of florals. And I do like it. It just isn't something that I'm totally attracted to as far as buying a full bottle, but we'll put a touch on here. Actually, this is quite pretty, especially as it's warming up on my skin. I can definitely smell that Japanese cherry blossom, and it's really kind of shining through. Little touch of that jasmine, the hedione, but this one has this kind of light, kind of floaty kind of essence to it. To me, it's kind of reminding me like after a fresh kind of rain, which we often get here in Portland, and then walking out into kind of a Japanese garden, that it would have kind of that element of a little bit of dampness on top of some florals. very pretty, just not very pretty, light, kind of ethereal kind of feeling versus something that's going to be a little bit warmer and richer. I definitely think of this as more of a spring kind of fresh, crisp kind of fragrance. I'm actually really liking that, so I am glad that I pulled this out. They actually have a sample set. Let me grab this for you. They actually sell a little sample set that you can purchase from Dior. So I'm a huge fan, clearly, of this line. I just find them to be very wearable. There's actually three fragrances that I have repurchased from Dior. That would be Amber Nuit, Gris Dior. It used to be called Gris Montaigne. It used to be called Gris Montaigne, I believe. And what is the last one? Oh, Bois d'Argent. That's like my ultimate everyday easy to wear fragrance. So in the sample, I'm not exactly sure if yours will have the same as mine. I think I bought mine 2 years ago, possibly. Mine includes the Oud Espafan, Ballade Sauvage, Belle de Jour, Sakura, Thé Cashmere, Rose Gypsy, and another little Gris Dior bottle. And I believe right here was Amber Nuit. So I definitely love Amber Nuit. And I pulled that out and put it in a little atomizer because I don't really prefer, because I don't really love splash bottles. I like to spritz my perfume on, but this is such a pretty kind of light, very inoffensive kind of fragrance. This is going to be very likable to many people. Sakura is going to be perfect for those of you who sort of like a crisp, kind of lighter floral, nothing too heady or in your face. This would be very office appropriate. Just a really pretty kind of beautiful feminine kind of fragrance. So I'm really glad we tried that out to kind of match the whole little full face of Dior makeup. I hope you guys enjoyed this little pink Sakura eye look today, as well as just some of my other favorites from Dior. So I do have some more goodies coming your way, so stay tuned for that. But I hope you guys have an amazing weekend, and I will talk to you guys soon.